Hello, fellow airmen. I'm Steve Quast, the president of Air University, and I want to tell you how excited I am about doing this introduction because I see you as a generation of airmen that are entering a unique moment in time, both for our country and for our Air Force. We see a world where people are testing the world order that was put together in World War II and that Air Force has globally underpinned since that time. But they're testing it in a way that is truly going to force you to question everything about how we deliver air power. But there are certain things that don't change. The nature of war doesn't change because the nature of human beings don't change. And the nature of air power doesn't change because it's anchored in human nature and how we as human beings solve problems. So the ability for the Air Force to do its 5 core missions is going to be key to you as the next generation to innovate and reinvent air power for an information age world. Those 5 core missions are something that need to be rooted into your psyche so deeply that you think about them and you reflect on them in every conversation and every opportunity, whether you're studying another culture, you're studying technology, or you're studying the geopolitical environment. The ability for airmen, you, to be able to go anywhere in this globe and have superiority in air and space for whatever temporal dimension is required in order to do the things we must do, get the information, the reconnaissance and surveillance to understand the environment, the ability to bring people and things to bear, whether it's to feed hungry people or whether it's to bring troops to bear, or it's the command and control to make sure the operation is seamless and joins our coalition and interagency partners and our joint partners in the fight, or whether it's to track and to hold at risk so we can drive deterrence into the hearts of our enemies and reassurance into the heart of our friends. Those 5 core missions, air and space superiority, ISR, global mobility, the ability to command and control, and the ability to track and strike anything on this globe are never going to change. They are rooted in humanity and in the way people fight and win competitions. So, as you go forward, your generation is going to have to reinvent what has been given to you because the structures that are in place now, that have been put in place since World War II, are showing a waning return on investment. We are spending $10 to solve $5 problems, and our enemy is stealing away from us with the use of about $1. You need to invent an Air Force where we spend 10 cents solving a $10 problem and we force our adversaries to spend $50 on that same problem. This is the art of war. It is not about fielded forces or fighting and winning tactical fights. It's about thinking, first and foremost, and attacking the strategy of our adversaries so we gain an economic advantage, an asymmetry against them. Because all warfare is about economics, all warfare is about strategy. So, for you, the generation that gets to do this fun work, this kind of opportunity only comes along every few generations. But your generation, your age, is going to get to live through the next couple of decades to reinvent in a way my generation did not have an opportunity to do. But it's going to come with some risk. So let me leave you with a couple of final thoughts as you embark on this journey of nurturing your intellectual curiosity and understanding different elements of the art of war. First, make sure you're willing to take some risk. Make sure you are willing to fail responsibly and fail in a way that allows you to succeed and to discover faster than your competition in this world. If you're risk averse, you will be outrun, outstripped, outthought, and outstrategized by hungrier people out there that are competing with you. So don't be risk averse, don't be politically correct, think and be aggressive. General Arnold gave some really good advice back in 1945 to General Spaatz before he took on the job of being the first Chief of Staff of our Air Force. And what he said to General Spaatz was this. He said, the thing that has made airmen special and has allowed them to succeed in World War II is because of their aggressiveness. And he said, if we lose that aggressiveness, we will lose the next fight. That aggressiveness needs to translate into a couple of things that are really important. First, it's not enough to just be aggressive about learning and understanding strategy, understanding human nature, and understanding the geostrategic environment. It's also the aggressiveness to not just take a lesson learned and solve a problem, but know that that problem is solving something in the past and that you have to be aggressive about anticipating the future. Reaching out to the trend lines of the future and making sure the solutions you have in place have all the attributes of air power because you're aggressively thinking about that. They have to be adaptable. Whatever you design has to be flexible. It has to be resilient. It has to be affordable. And it has to have the speed and the range to solve problems globally that shape events for our nation before they shape us. And I'll leave you with one final thought as we go forward. It's all about the people. It's about the team of teams. It's about you investing in a generation of men and women coming behind you so they have these same habits of mind. And it's about you being a leader that's humble enough to never assume that you're that good, to always be prepared for the unexpected, to have the humility to let people be a part of your team that tell you you're wrong, that bring up things and look at things in different ways without being threatened by it, and in fact, welcoming it. If your generation can create an environment where you're aggressive, but you're humble, where you listen more than you talk, and you think before you act, our Air Force will be in good shape, and America will carve out once again the tools of national power that will keep America strong for the next 100 years. This is really a journey about whether America can figure out how to dominate in the information age in a way that's peaceful and in a way that brings other countries along with us that share our values. It's fun work. You ought to be happy. You ought to be excited. And this is a rare gift to be living in this time where you get to be a hero like very few generations. Good luck. Study hard. Be aggressive. Be critical. And be humble. Thank you, and have a great Air Force Day.